Greetings, friends. This is Grace Daily Bread Audio, and our scripture comes from Galatians chapter 1, verse 8, and reads, "But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be cursed. Avoid any other gospel." The Galatian believers were under other gospel. Paul preached to them the gospel of grace, the gospel of peace. The gospel of grace and the gospel of peace emphasize upon the finished work of Christ. It is not based on legalism or law or self-performance or self-effort, but it is based on the accomplishment of Jesus Christ. And they were saved and they were experiencing the new life. But now they came under another gospel. That gospel was full of legalism. That gospel was full of law and self-effort. As such, they became in bondage. You see, a lot of people are in bondage because they submitted themselves upon man-made gospel. Paul is saying here, he says, "But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you," he says, "let him be accursed." Whoever that person may be who's preaching any other gospel, he says, let that person be accursed, because it will not produce any freedom or any liberty in your life, but it will produce bondage. It will produce more bondage and misery in your life. So we must avoid any other gospel by all means necessary. If anyone is preaching to us, other than the finished work of Christ, other than the grace gospel, then we must throw it out. The Mirror Bible puts it this way as well, and he says, "I and any of my team would stand equally disqualified, even if we claim to have had an angelic visitation. If what we preach were to astray even so slightly from the gospel of the finished work of Christ." Verse 9, "Let me be blunt and clear about this. Any gospel that does not emphasize the success of the cross is counterfeit and produces nothing but the curse." You see, and that's why we must avoid any other gospel that doesn't emphasize the finished work of Christ. You see, we are what we are, not because of our performance, not because of our legalism lifestyle, but because we are what we are because of the grace of God. May God richly bless you. Have an excellent day.